have the other ones available in there. But
So, Luke, what are you drinking today? Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
Going to be the bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
I learned my lesson from last time. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drink imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day?
I'm going to give you a favor, Jens. As you say, later.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like one of our draw streams, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Man, it's I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Pow! Yes, guys. Yes, it is a Sunday. It is Sunday, guys. This means another episode of A Drink with Brink. This is episode 201. This is crazy. This is nuts. Guys. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their hopes and their dreams and their lives, but also their books and their campaigns. Because, frankly, mainstream comics kind of lost me, and indie is where the passion is, guys. All right, I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend, a nice Sunday, nice relaxed Sunday. I've been working. I've been writing. I've been writing my series. So Safeguard. We're writing Safeguard, guys. Safeguard, the first issue of Safeguard. I am working on this book together with Alan Goldman, the legendary Alan Goldman. It's nuts. I'm so proud. And this campaign is now on FundMyComic, guys. And we funded, I think, Friday. We are now currently at 170% funded. Thank you all so much, guys. This is nuts. It's absolutely crazy. Thank you. And initially, I had planned for Safeguard to be a one-shot, so one book, just to find out if people like the concept before we dedicate ourselves to a series. That's how we usually do things. But I had so many ideas. For this story, and I talked about that with the creative team. And what we are going to do, we are going to expand it regardless. So this will be 3 issues. Right? Issue 1, Pandemonium. It's called Pandemonium. Safeguard Pandemonium is now on FundMyComic. You can find the link below, guys, below. And it's the first issue of a trilogy. So this will be 3 books. So the creative team is on. Alan Goldman is on. He signed on for 3 books. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy, guys. Anyway. Also, if you missed the Perfect 10, the Perfection Collection, so we have a trade paperback of the first issues of Perfect 10, the Perfection Collection. It's in the works. Issue 6 is being made right now, so it's in the works, guys. But we will, if you missed the campaign, we will go to Kickstarter. So early next year, and the pre-launch page is live, so you can sign up, get notified. The link is below. So if you missed it, no worries. There will be a second chance early next year. All right, guys. Let's see who is with us in the chat on this crazy hour. Guys. It's Pops. Welcome, Pops. Guys, we are broadcasting through the Madness Network, so multiple channels, multiple platforms. So if you have some comments or feedback or whatever questions for the guest today, just drop it in the chat, guys. Mike, welcome. Mike, nice to see you, sir. Dave, congrats on Safeguard funding and then some. More commissions and more original art sold and turning it to 3 issues. The best creativity. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so excited. Every time we make a book, it's like a adventure, a challenge, but we continue to do it, man. It's what we do best, and we can do this because you guys. So because of all the support. So thank you. And you and Mr. Altbacker have a great drink tonight. Cheers. Thank you. Welcome. Dark Side is Comics. Marinus. Welcome. Marinus. Hail. Guys, this is Cosmonaut Comics. For some reason, YouTube changed this. I don't know why. It's Cosmonaut Comics. Go find him. Go subscribe to his channel for daily comic book reviews. Welcome, Marinus. Let's see. Great job, Dave. Thank you so much, Pops. Thank you. Guys, go send out this link to this stream. Let's get some more people in. We have a fantastic guest. Never been on the show before, which is awesome. So we can introduce you to new people and new people to you, right? Okay, let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Let's bring on the guest of the hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I have a very warm welcome for Mr. Ernie Altbacker. Woo!
How you doing? I made it.
Yes. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, Dave, also.
Did I pronounce your last name correctly?
It's Altbacker.
Altbacker. All right.
Yeah.
Altbacker. Great.
Yep.
All right. Before we dive into the questions, I need to start off with the first official question. Is what are you drinking?
Oh, well, I'm just hitting some Diet Coke right now.
Okay, yeah, great.
Recovery
Me too.
mode from last night.
What did you do? You drink too much?
Well, we have so American college football. I don't know if you know of this, right? But so my school, we run a game watch when our games are on, and so 50 people show up and we watch the game and we drink during the game. So it was like a pretty good game, and we were scoring right and left. So there may or may not have been a couple of rounds of shots also, which well, I was just glad. I'm like, oh, thank God this thing isn't at 8 a.m. I was just laying down. I'm like, I got to get McDonald's to stoke up some of this before I go on Dave's show. And I'm like, drinking with Brink. I'm not sure.
No, it's too early for that. But glad to hear you had a great night. Yeah. American football. That's typically, we don't have that here. That's why it's called American football. But it's so cultural to you guys, right?
Oh yeah. That's a big date. They play college on Saturday, and then they play pro on Sunday. So they're playing now some games.
Right. Mike is drinking some tea because it's warming up from minus 20 degrees Celsius. Oh yeah, it's cold, man.
Mike, where is he? In Antarctica?
I believe Mike is from Canada.
-20, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Too cold.
That is crazy.
That's too cold. No, thank you.
All right, Ernie, I'm so glad you're here. I think you're one of the. I think many people know things you made, but don't really know you. So you're like a legend behind the screens of some of like famous franchises, famous animations, right? What's your creative career like? What was your creative career?
Well, I went to film school, and after that, so I would try to get into live action feature filmmaking, right? But I wasn't selling those scripts. But the thing and then one of my friends, he was on staff for The Amazing Spider-Man, the 90s one. And it was like the #1 show, animated show, #1 kids show at that point. and at that point, animation is looked down upon because the school that I went to is like an auteur type of place. Like you want to do your next Sex, Lies, and Videotape, or maybe Clerks, right? But to write cartoons and kid shows, people would just laugh at you. They would be like, "Oh, so you've given up? Why don't you?
Really? Yeah.
Why don't you write the website for Motel 6 next?" Right? So nobody wanted this job. And I went in, and I was a big comic book fan, so I got like on staff of the #1 kid show, and that was like my first paid job. My old boss, John Semper, who I still work with time to time, and so he gave me that shot after I got out of school, and that kind of kicked everything off. You got known. There was a lot of stuff. A lot of cartoons, boys action, 6 to 11 going on, and I had a facility for writing that type of stuff. Big action.
So was that how you came in? You sent a script, and they liked it?
No, I mean for this thing, it was like my friend was on the staff, like he was being paid, and he was like, John's looking for somebody else, and there's no one even coming in. Would you like to maybe throw your hat in the ring on this? And I'm like, yeah, I would. So after about 5 minutes of talking, he knew that I was a big comic book nerd.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, we'll give you a shot.
Fantastic. So you did not adopt the sentiment that it was like below you or whatever?
Oh, no, not me.
Okay.
Not me.
Right.
But I'm just saying what it was like then.
Sure.
I mean, I remember somebody was writing Sonic the Hedgehog, and they would keep it totally secret. They're like, you go, man, you're writing Sonic the Hedgehog, and it would be like, no, I'm not. Shut up. Your vile lies. I would never write Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm thinking to myself, I'd love to write Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It seems like a fun show. That was the original one, at first. So yeah, I got to do some other stuff like Extreme Ghostbusters was right in that time too. And I just thought it was kind of nifty. I was still writing, trying to get scripts optioned, live action, big stuff. But the stuff that was paying me was cartoons,
Right.
So yeah, I was really
is it easier to get something accepted when you write something for a cartoon than for a live action movie?
Oh yeah. At that point, yes, because as I said, it was kind of looked down upon.
Right.
The people that are like, I enjoy writing cartoons, they were like, you're crazy. Yeah. I mean, it still is, it's about 1/4 of the money, and you're doing the same job, right?
Yeah,
like
sure.
you can't tell me that writing Invincible is different than writing, like some whatever West Wing or something, because that it actually has a ton of drama, and it depends upon the show. There are some that are like The Wiggles or something might be a little bit less strenuous, but some of the cartoons now are very high level stuff. And whether you're writing Battlestar Galactica or, the animated Starship Troopers, you're really doing the same job, only you're earning 1/4 of the money. So that's the kind of pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mike says the Spidey 90s animated show has magic editing. Its frame perspective changes faster than Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight.
I mean, yeah, I think John worked with the editors, John Semper. He's the showrunner of that show. And then Bob Richardson was the supervising artist. And they kind of decided that stuff,
So when you started that, when you came in for the 90s, like the Amazing Spider-Man, right? Was the show already going on, or were you there from the beginning?
No, it was already going on. As I said, it was the number one show, kid
Oh,
show
yeah.
on the air.
Yes.
So I actually only got in. I got in the last season. So that was really. It was a fun show, to do that.
So what was your assignment there? Were you free to basically write anything you want, or did you
Oh no! Oh
have to
no!
work in stories that they had planned?
John Semper, the showrunner, would give you like, here's what you're going to be working on, and at that point, like I only have, like officially, I have 1 credit, but I worked on a lot more than that because you're a staff writer. You're basically the hands for the story editor, right? The producer. You're doing what he says. He goes, here are the studio notes on this. Go off and execute these. And then he just wants to like look through it and see that it's done, right? So he's working on something else. So I got to work on, say, 10 shows, their outlines and their what do you call it? The scripts. So, but it doesn't show up. It doesn't show up in the credits really, because you're just there to make the showrunner's life easier at that point. And you're getting paid weekly, which is fantastic, so.
Right. Yeah. You have your own IMDb page, which is already phenomenal. Look at this. So you worked on Batman Hush, it says here.
I wrote it. I adapted it. Yeah, the animated feature length movie.
Right.
That adaptation, I was the one who adapted it. Yes.
Right. So what's the process there? So you have a existing comic book and you have to like convert it to a animated feature. So what's the process? Do you try to keep as much intact as possible? Do you need to sacrifice some things because it doesn't work? What's the process?
You definitely have to sacrifice. If you think about it, the movie max time you'll get is 90 minutes, but it's really 72 minutes of original animation, and then the supervising animator, sometimes they do, what do you call it? They do dialogue scenes where they just scan and pan, right? So that only counts as 1 frame, right? And that's how you get these 90-minute things, but really it's 72 minutes of original animation. So I go in, I mean, they tell you like, hey, you've got this job if you want it. So now come in with your take on it. But if you remember, the Hush run was 12 issues of comics that at that point were 23 pages a shot. Well, you're talking about 200.
You lose you, sir? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Sorry. You're talking about 260 odd pages of comic book. You're never going to be able to get everything in the limited amount of time that we have. So we go around the room and you go, here's my favorite. Here's what I just can't do without.
And this was right. And this wasn't a series. This was one movie.
One movie. Yeah, it's one movie.
The connection.
Oh, you know what? I think you're frozen. Are you there?
Sometimes.
Hello?
Sorry about that, guys. Is it me, guys?
Oh.
Am I still here?
I'm here. How about you?
Yeah, I'm here. I just everything went blank for a moment. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Sorry. Right. That's fascinating. So actually you could have made a complete series from the comic book series. You could technically say one issue could be one episode.
No, usually an issue of a comic is not enough to be one episode.
Okay.
In fact, some of the comics, it depends what type of issue it is. You know, like sometimes there are fight issues right? Where it's just basically a fight from the beginning to the end, and they'll end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Well, that can be 5 minutes of stuff, right? They're not going to, they need to tell a story, right? So with a comic book, all the issues that they have done, like, okay, this is kind of a third act issue, right? Where we're going to get some answers and solve some problems and fight against the baddie. And then they're going to end it on a cliffhanger where it's like, oh, we think that person's dead or something.
Right.
And then it'll kind of you shift downwards, and the next issue is like talking about what the battle has wrought, the new facts on the ground and stuff. So usually what I'm saying is, in comic books, one isn't enough. One isn't enough, and sometimes 2 or 3 are too many. So
Yeah.
it's a very odd length, 20 pages or 23 pages, because the cartoon's going to be 22 and a half minutes. And we pack it pretty full. So there's about 200 lines, 225 lines in a cartoon. And, sometimes you'll have those issues where it's just like, look out, he's throwing the boulder at us. You have this really sparse dialogue because the person's going, oh, I'm going on an action run here,
Yeah. With a comic book, it's much easier to just take the amount of pages that the story requires, right? You can just like thicken the book or do multiple issues. But with animation, you're kind of stuck in these 23 minutes or whatever.
22 and a half. Now you're not as stuck because we got streaming, right?
Yeah, this is true. So streaming made your job a little bit easier.
Well, they still don't want to pay for extra animation, the cost of that. And a lot of times you want to keep that into that 3-act structure, 22 and a half minutes, because it's going to go and be translated to Czechia or Spain or something like that. And they're going to have commercials. So you're still writing toward it. But on the other hand, if you get a show on Netflix, they're not going to care if it turns out to be 19 and a half minutes, so short, right? Or 25 and a half minutes, which would be long. It's just an episode on the streaming thing. But when they have to convert it, that's when they'll start editing and cutting stuff or whatever. They're like, well, there has to be a break someplace in here. How about here? So that's not optimal.
Do you also factor these breaks in when you edit your show?
When we write for the outline, we break out the story, and there's act 1, 2, and 3, and usually there's a teaser and a tagline. Okay, so there's like a 1 or 2 minute teaser, then it goes into a shorter first act, then let's say it's like a minute and a half or something, and then you would get another 7 minutes. So now we're at eight and a half, and then it's another 8 pages or 7 pages for the second act, and then the third act might be a little bit longer, and you're going to also add in a tag of 1 minute, so probably about 9 minutes altogether for the third act. But you want to end on cliffhangers or something compelling.
Yeah, of course. Let's see. You worked. Look at this guy. So Aztec Batman, Justice League Dark, all phenomenal things, man. Apocalypse War.
Yep. I've done a couple of these. Pretty fun.
And you have some writer credits on Legos also. Injustice. Wow.
Yep.
That is crazy. What was your? Do you have a favorite series you worked on?
My favorite series was Green Lantern, the animated series. I really like that one. And my favorite movie is kind of I don't know, probably a tie between Justice League Dark and Batman Hush.
Mhm.
So yeah.
What makes one experience better than the other one? Is it the freedom you get, or the amount of ideas you get in there?
Well, I mean, the great thing with the Green Lantern, the animated series, was we had 26 episodes. So
Mhm.
we could do this great arc. We divided them
Right.
into two 13s. And so we were working toward a huge battle at the end. And
Right.
we were able to plan all that, right? So with the movie, there's actually more people involved with the movie because it's a big property, you know. So people worry you don't want to screw up Batman Hush, which is like kind of a beloved thing.
Oh, yeah.
With other ones that, you know, Injustice, actually, that was another one where people were like, oh, that's a video game. So it started out as a video game, and then
Mhm.
Tom Taylor, I believe, made the comic around the video game.
Mm.
And so we were using both the video game and that Tom Taylor stuff. But there was like a foot and a half worth of reference because they had, you know, Injustice Year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Aftershocks and stuff like that. So they were like, we're just going to make one. So pick out some stuff. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, I thought we'd have 3 movies or something to do this. And they were like, nope, it's just one. I don't know why. But that one came out of nowhere. And it has some big fans, but we had to make some big changes to that to get it into 72 minutes. So the people that were really fans of that, like we killed off the Flash early.
Oh, yeah.
We gave that plot line to Wonder Woman instead.
Oh, yeah.
It was very male centric, and Warner Brothers is like, hey, get some heroes of color in this, and we need more women in it. So that's why we had to like switch some of the.
Oh, wow.
the characters.
Welcome AGE Comics, by the way. Welcome. Yeah, it's a bit ironic considering the name, but I don't think you can do the story of Injustice justice when you have to cut so much out because of the time restraint you have and the obligatory changes you are asked to make. What are your thoughts on studios interfering with or deciding that you have to change characters for whatever reason?
Well, you know, it's basically a choice of like, would you like to get some injustice or no injustice, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't get to pick and go, hey, this would work better as a TV show with 20 episodes. Like I don't get to do that. That's different departments, right?
Mhm.
So they gave me the job, and they're like, we're gonna do this. So, you know, make it as good as you can. And it's just in the marketing. You know, the marketing people say, hey, we'd love to have this title out at this time. So get working on it. And yeah, people were pissed off at the Flash. I would say this is an odd project in that in that the people who are fans of the comic or the video game don't like it, right?
Right.
But the people who come at it from a place of they don't really know superheroes very well,
Mhm.
they love it, you know,
Sure.
because they understand about Superman and Batman. And then it's this dark story where, you know, he becomes a dictator, Superman. And
Mhm.
and there's no they don't have to like study and do buy-in like some of these shows right now on Disney. It's like, well, if you didn't watch this series, you won't know what's going on in this movie. It's like we had none of that, right?
Right.
We're just doing an Elseworlds, right? So
Mhm.
I'm not killing the Flash in that, like, oh, he's never going to appear again. In this one else worlds, yeah, I got rid of him. But I mean, people love the Flash, and they feel very protective, and I get it. But you know what? It's like that's not really my call either.
No.
I get to pitch about the stuff, and they're like, no, you know what? We want that to be Mr. Terrific's plot line. The Flash, like, oh, I've made a mistake, and to a lesser degree, Wonder Woman, because in the real Injustice, Wonder Woman, right until the end, is just on board with Superman becoming a dictator. So I don't know. I think it worked out pretty well, but and you know what? It made money. They weren't expecting it to, and then it became like a rental hit. So that's all you can really do. I mean, I hope they revisit it or make a show about it, because I think that would be really cool.
Right. Yes. All right. Let's jump over to your because you are making a comic book right now.
Yes.
Is this your first comic book, or did you make other comic books before this one?
No, this is my first one. Well, I mean, so this is issue number 2. So my first was in June, and then I just did one now in October, and it's a 4-issue run. It's called Area 51 Studios, and the short pitch of that is everything you know about Area 51 is wrong. It's actually a studio where alien producers go to create galactic reality TV.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess if I was doing an elevator pitch, I would say it's like Seth Rogen's The Studio, or for the older people, maybe the Larry Sanders Show mixed in with Men in Black. So if you like that kind of like comedic view, I mean, it's basically I love the Hollywood inside baseball stuff. Only it's alien Hollywood, so the problems are like even dumber, you know, if you can believe it. And so yeah, I had written this novella a long time ago, and then I hooked up with this artist, Josh White, who is very good at Comic-Con. Actually, we met each other at this kind of meet and greet for writers and artists called the Comic Creator Connection. If you're wanting to do a Kickstarter, I would recommend going to that. They have it at both WonderCon and San Diego Comic-Con, probably New York Con. But it's like speed dating for writers and artists that want to create comic books. And Josh and I just kind of vibed. And I said, hey, I got this novella. I've always wanted to do it. And I think we could do it as 4 issues. It'll be 100 pages total. And he's like, yeah, you know what? At first it started to be like a side project. But now it's like our main side project, I guess. You know, he has to work also. I work on different things too. But
sure. Yeah.
We plan on doing issue number 3 in February and 4 in June or July. And anybody that is interested in it, even though this is over, the campaign's over, actually, so you can do late pledges and get the digital copy still. So
all right.
So,
shall we just watch the trailer? Shall we do that?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. Right. Zephril Boone.
Zephril Boone. I do a lot of hat tips. And basically, when I was writing the novella, I put in references to everything that inspired me growing up that I read or movies. And so there's, like a lot of different things. Zephril Boone is actually the same initials as Zaphod Beeblebrox, which is from the Doug Adams book. God, is that The Life, the Universe, and Everything, or The Restaurant at the End of the Universe? I forget. But yeah, so there's a lot of little hat tips that I do.
All right. Yeah, it's in euros because I'm from Europe. Sorry, guys, but you are. Let's see, you are funded. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You.
Not with 170%. I only have like 112 or 113.
Well, that's still phenomenal, sir. Wait, let me set this to USD. Look at this. All right, you had a $2,000 goal. You made that. Fantastic. 66 backers. Excellent. And by the way, so you had to look for a artist outside of your normal network. You think in your creative field that you know a lot of people who know how to draw, but you had to look outside for someone to do this comic with.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I was scared to death of doing a Kickstarter. So I met Josh, and the good thing about Josh is the other. I just wanted to sit down there and see what might be involved. I wasn't planning on actually doing anything because, I mean, you've done one of these. A lot of times you have to be involved with multiple people. You need an inker, you need a penciler, you need a colorist and stuff. So when I met Josh was like, "Oh no, I want to do everything," and I'm like,
Yes.
one-stop shopping. This could be really cool. And then he liked it, and he started giving me concept drawings and stuff. If you go down a little bit, I'll show you that. Okay, that was one of his first concept drawings of Zephril Boone going through. You just see a silhouette, and he's going through the different sets.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The first one's an alien monster movie. The second one is like a dystopian thing. The third is an alien gladiator, basically, with trolls. The fourth one, I don't know. He just did it for colors and stuff. But I thought, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like you can do this. And he's like, yeah. And I said, all right, well, I guess we should give it a go.
Great. AGE asks, do you have a catch-up tier with issue 1 also?
I believe you can get an add-on. It should be there.
It's an add-on, maybe. So you first select your issue 2, and then you can add it on.
Yeah, I want to say it should be. But if you go to area51.com, area51comic.com, which is our website. It's not the Kickstarter. You can get the digital number 1 there.
That's here.
Yeah. If you go down a little bit, I think if you join the mailing list, you should be able to get number 1.
All right. Okay. All right. I will put the link to this also in the chat, guys. So give me a moment. Copy this, and then we go to here.
If you and if there is some sort of problem, I understand you probably want to get number 1 to check that out. Number 2 is just coming out. We're just about to send it to the printer, but I can work with you. We can send it. Just send me a note or something. But sign up to follow the project, and that way you'll be able to. When we're doing number 3, I'm sure there'll be a catch-up tier where you can get 2 and 3. We don't ship to England because it would just be too expensive. But
You don't ship to Europe in general?
in general, we don't, unless the person is like, "Hey, man, I'll pay that," or if they have a U.S. address where they get mail forwarded or something like that, then we can do it. But we keep the digital like nice and cheap. So
Sure. Yeah. The digital, like if people want to support you, right? They're from Europe, they can get the digital edition. It's even digital deluxe, guys. So yeah, right. So let's first go through this. So we have some sample pages here. I like this also here. This is one of the panels, I think, from the book.
Yeah, that was a panel. Actually, we do this thing called Draw Me In. So that doesn't exist in the book because a girl got to draw me in, and so in number 1, I think I have it right here. I'll show you. I'll show
cool.
you what it turned into. Here. See, so we changed that panel to put this gal in. See?
That's the same panel.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a little changed, See?
Yeah.
So it's like it's closer, and we had to put that person in there, right? So we can't believe how popular that feature was to get in a comic book. I mean, like seriously, it's my first comic. Yes, I've done some other stuff. But it's the first comic, so I don't understand. Like people are like, I want to be in that,
All right. AG says the add-ons are blank on the campaign. Oh, that's too bad. Usually you can just like throw in add-ons so people can make the selection later on.
I know. I think we screwed that up. Because it is our first comic, right? This is the second time we're doing it, and we find that we're making not the same mistakes, but brand new mistakes. So we forget. I'm like, did you not do an add-on with number 1? And he's like, no, I didn't think to. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you?
You could still technically still do it, right? The campaign is still active.
Yeah. We can figure it out. Like I'll send it to you, for $5. We can do it that way. Or if you sign up on that website, area51comic.com, you can buy number 1 over there, I believe. The digital copy. So I know we're selling that on the regular website. But yeah, this is number 2. We're probably going to be shipping it out in late December, so you haven't really missed anything.
Okay.
So
this book is technically done, or do you still have to do some things? Or
no, we're gonna send it to the printers Monday or Tuesday. So it's issue number 2 is done. I've written issue number 3, first draft, and Josh is starting to do the pencils on that. So hopefully we're going to get a big leap ahead during the Christmas break.
Wow.
Because we're supposed to do the next Kickstarter like February. So.
Oh, right. Yeah. What's your since this is your first comic book, right? Your second.
I wrote one 10-page story for Future Shock from Green Lantern like years ago, like 10 years ago. And I wrote a couple more issues and they went straight to inventory. They never got an artist on them, which is
no.
Yeah.
That's a shame, man.
My editors kept going to different books or leaving the company. So then the new editor comes in. It's like, I don't want to do this. I have my other ideas. So I get kind of a little bit boned on that, unfortunately.
Well, that's the cool thing about doing your own thing. Just independent. You can make whatever you want to make. What's your in your experience? What's the biggest difference between writing for animation and writing for comics?
Well, writing for animation is it's a lot of times there's a committee, right? You've got to please the artists. Usually the artists are running that, not the writers, which I think is a mistake, but they do not think it's a mistake. Whereas with the comic book, Josh and I are just like telling jokes, and if both of us laugh, we're like, that's it. You know, like we make the decision very easy. Did it make us laugh? Or what do you think about this? It's like, yeah. So we're much leaner and faster to do an indie comic than even if you were doing Marvel or DC. You've got to deal with the editor and stuff. We don't even have an editor. I edit myself. I used to be an editor. I've edited some things. So hopefully there's no mistakes. I haven't saw any. So,
right.
But yeah, it's just Josh and I. Josh does all the drawing, and I do all the words. But we'll do like a picturama basically on what he needs to say something over here. This alien in the background should say something, and then we go, well, what about this? What about this? And as soon as we get one that's like, oh, that's it. If we both laugh at it, it's like, oh, that's going in. So
yeah, that's fantastic. That's that creative flow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
By the way, I have good news, sir. AGE Comic says picked up digital #1 from the website and backed physical #2.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
Woo!
Oh man. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. AGE Comics.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, and I mean, like, just I know you're in Britain, right? You're in London, or
No, I'm in the Netherlands.
Oh, you're in the Netherlands.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So you're in Europe.
Yes.
Okay, I was like, man, his English accent isn't that Englishy. Yeah, because I was on the other podcast that where you saw me, right?
Yeah, with Kyle. Yeah.
With Kyle, right? Prometheus. And so I just put this out there for anybody that owns a podcast. It's like I'm like a whore. I'll go on any show. All right. If you want to talk about something specific, if you were like, man, I've got problems with that Batman Hush in some of the decisions he made. I'm like, I'm in it. Like I'll be your punching bag. I can tell you why the decisions were made. I mean,
you can just say people told me to do this, but now with your own comics, everything is your responsibility, right?
Definitely. I mean, like, look, there's some I couldn't believe this. I got to do Teen Titans, the Judas Contract, and I remember that coming out when I was 14. Okay.
Wow.
And then and then I met Marv Wolfman later, on
crazy.
shows, and I'm like, it's the dude, and I don't know how I got that. I think he was busy with George Perez doing something else, but
that's crazy.
We got a chance to do that one, and I mean, I got a chance to adapt it, but even that's only 3 regular issues and 1 double issue, right? So that's only 5 comics. And we still had to cut an entire issue of that is the origin of Deathstroke. And we just had to cut that because there was no room. And I love that, but I was just like, man, I can't believe this. I really enjoyed that. When I was 14, because I didn't like the Teen Titans before. I thought they were boring. And then somebody goes, no, man, they're doing this like new Teen Titans thing. You should check it out. Like, you should read a couple issues. So I actually started reading 2 or 3 months before the Judas Contract came out. And I was like, man, this is great. Like, who are the people that are writing this thing now? It's fantastic. And then I get to meet the guy later. He was like, hey, man, you fucked that part up. I was like, oh, sorry, Marv. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike says Starfire wasn't boring.
Well, yeah, I don't think she ever is, but yeah.
Yeah.
We really leaned into that relationship with her and Nightwing. But now,
Yeah.
so that's part of the Tucker verse, right? What the so-called James Tucker, he was the animation, the supervising animator on that. And so in the DCA animated movie or AMU, in the DCAMU, we already had Nightwing, right? So in the comic books, that's the origin of Nightwing, and well, that first costume that they put Nightwing in with the big popped collars, he looked like he's going off to a roller disco or something.
Oh yeah.
So that was like a little. I think that was a little misfire, right? But there was some stuff that was already, in it. Like we already had Cyborg. And at that point, I don't think he was a member of the team yet, or he wasn't in that story. So there was a lot of different things. We had Damian at Wayne already existed, because they had done this Batman trilogy. So you have to go with, the cards that you're dealt. In some cases, they've already got some, choices have been made, and he's working towards something. He was working toward the dark side war, and then he didn't get to do it because he went to a different job, and a new person came in with their idea to go to Christ Infinite Earths, right? That was Butch, but so he had to actually change Justice League Dark 2, which I was going to write, to Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. So, but we didn't have like Supergirl. So like that was another step that we didn't get to do. But I really, I enjoyed writing that movie, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, because there were so many like ending and moments to shine for all the main characters and stuff that
it sounds to me you have like the best job ever,
I just wish I could do it more. Right now Hollywood's going through this like contraction. We don't know what it's going to be actually,
Right. Yeah. So uncertain right now. Do you still currently have, like, you have work, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but less studio work and more independent stuff. Like if you notice on my IMDb, I wrote a super low budget movie in Hungary. They shot it. It was like $60,000. It's about a pair of bumbling private eyes, and it's called Dicks. Dicks are private.
Yeah,
in
saw
America,
that.
right? In America, anyway. I'm like, no one's gonna get this in Europe. He's like, I don't care. I like this title. I'm like, but so we actually went to Kevin's. We got accepted to Kevin Smith's Smod Castle Film Fest in August, and we ended up actually winning for Best Comedy Feature.
What?
Which was like crazy, So and I mean, our little like $60,000 film, our action comedy, it was like really cool. So we're hoping. I think he said it's going to get released in Hungary, and if it does well, a couple of the surrounding countries there, Germany also.
Wow.
And
so it basically means when you win such a festival thing, it opens doors. So you have like publishers who want to pick it up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It can open doors. And then I've written another like independent feature, which is making the rounds right now. I can't really tell you details about that, but
okay, mysterious.
But yeah, so I mean, this is the public facing. The public facing stuff right now is me trying to get this comic book started up. I'm hoping that I'm going to have an announcement in the next month or two about doing a graphic novel for another company, which is off an original idea of my own. Right now, we're doing the contracts, but you can't tell if stuff goes bad. Like if you go,
Yes.
no, I want this. Until it's a done deal, it's not a done deal. So,
Would
I'm hopeful.
Would you also take on commission work from, like, there are people watching who make their own comics. So many, I work in this indie comic book scene, so a lot of creators, right? So if they're watching right now and they're looking for a writer for the comic book, could they potentially reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't do it for free, unfortunately.
No,
but you'd have to do my price, but it's not like it's not a crazy number because I don't have the background in comics, and I'd rather work than not work. So I'm sure that we could get we could arrive at something cool. And for me, it's like if the company is someone that's going to get the work out there, and so it can expand my comic book profile, I'm more likely to do it then.
Right.
Like if you have a thing where you're going to be doing the Kickstarter and I just got to write, like I don't have those responsibility.
Sure.
I'll write and I'll go out and I'll market it, like I'll do podcasts and get that out there, but I don't have to do any of the behind the scenes stuff that I'm doing for Area 51 Studios, which takes up a little time, as you probably learned, Dave, right?
Yes, sir. All right, let's
oh, you know what? I did want to tell you that that cover right there, that is a what do you call it? A variant cover. And it's by Livio Ramondelli, and he's famous for doing the Transformers for IDW and also Star Wars for IDW. And if you look at the mirrored building behind them, you might see two Transformers fighting. Not legally binding, but it might be like that. And so with this variant cover, we're basically saying that it's the first day of location shooting, and now Zephyr Boone, who's a producer, he hasn't read the script yet, so now he's giving notes. Right. And so we take the Matrix, the bullet time thing, only use our characters, and I thought that was a really clever thing that Livio pitched. He's like, let's do that rooftop bullet time scene, and I added he's got to be talking on a phone and he should be holding the script. And it's actually The Human Race is the show that he's putting on in the comic. So I was like, oh, man, this is like super meta. Right?
Yeah, cool, man. And the correct color palette also. Great. Right. Then we have the Star Wars variant cover by Josh White.
Yeah. So Josh did the main cover and the variant cover. And a variant cover. So in the first one, the first Kickstarter, we didn't know what the heck we were doing, and it was all we could do to basically get it out there. In the second one, I'm like, well, okay, now we have a guest artist doing a variant cover, and in the third one, we're also going to have a guest artist doing a variant cover. But Josh enjoys doing the variant covers so much that I'm like, man, let's take some stuff off your plate. And he's like, no, I want to do the variant cover. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, cool. People can be in the comic. That's what you said earlier. Yeah.
Yep.
Examples here.
Yeah. So the blue guy and also that the woman on the right hand side. They're people that got themselves drawn in. And then there's something in issue number 2. I don't even think we used that actually. We did 3 of them. 3 people stepped up to be in the comic, but we had spots in other spots, so we didn't have to use that particular frame.
Right.
So
Yeah, you have to. I did it once with one comic, and to me it was a hassle. You have to basically know beforehand where these people can fit in without disrupting the story that you want to tell, right?
exactly.
So, yeah. All right.
So that there you can see that I have it here. That's the novella, and apparently we have a digital copy of the novella. But see, like, this is actually a 150-page book, and Josh, he did a bunch of, basically we took some of the art that, but there's a lot of them that are new. Let's see if I can find one. And
what's the character called, by the way?
Yeah, there's like 20. There's like 20 original black and white drawings, some based on some of the art. But
what's this?
The
what's
digital
this called? This blue one. This blue.
Yeah,
character.
the digital copy of the novella, I think, is quite the bargain. It's $6. It's a 150-page book. So if you're the type of person that's like, well, I don't know if they're going to finish it because I don't want to read 2 issues and then they're going to fold. I'm like, well, the novella exists, so you'll never have that. You can see where we're going, but the novella is a little bit different. Oh, you know what? Here's that. Oh, there it is.
Oh, you have more? Wait, let me.
Well, you can see it. You can see it in the picture. So this is the 2001 variant cover from #1.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat. So
cool.
But yeah, you can see the Men in Black cover, and yeah.
All right, here we can go through the perks. So for $6, guys, you have the digital comic, digital PDF. That's nice. For $18, you get the digital deluxe. And let me see what
you get a lot of art, concept art behind the scenes, pencils, inks, all of that. In addition to getting the novella and digital copy of issue #1. So that was like $18. A lot of people took advantage of that one. They kind of like that.
Good. Yeah.
Well, that's for issue #2. Sorry. Yeah.
Sure. And then you have the printed book for $15.
Yep.
Issue 2, or a variant. So all the variants have the same price.
The two variants I think are 20 a piece, and the printed regular issue is 15.
Okay. Right. This also comes with the free digital. That's nice.
Yes.
Cool. Now you have the variant covers for $20. Yes, the Catch Me Up printed comics issues 1 and 2. There you have it.
I know, but I don't think that one's live. That's which is so annoying. But actually, that's printed, so we can't. I think it would just be too expensive. I mean, if somebody would want it and they're going to, like, say, Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con, I'll bring them an extra copy and sign it. I'll get it to them somehow. Or if they've cousin in America, I'll send it over to them. But yeah, we don't want to have to charge someone $20 for shipping. And
well, it's I sometimes, I'm from Europe, right?
Yeah.
And so I back a lot of comics, and sometimes I can't back because people don't offer them to European audiences, which is a shame. I would gladly pay whatever it takes to get a particular comic that I really want to get, but I just can't when people don't offer it. So that's my kind of thing. So Um,
well, you know what? I mean, like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants that and goes, hey, you know, I'm gonna get the $60 all in or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll eat if it's $15 of shipping. We'll eat that on a big order. It just doesn't make sense to send one comic, you know, because it's you're doubling your price. Actually, it'll be even more. I bet you it would be $20 to send it a single issue. But if you're going to do something like the collector's bundle or whatever, where you're getting all of the variant covers and stuff, sure, you know,
this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
We can make that work. I'll say we'll check it. You know, we'll check. I don't know if they're going to charge us $50 for shipping. we haven't shipped anything to. We shipped once to Canada, and
that's crazy, right?
It was $16.50 for like the comic and the novella.
Okay.
And I was like, Jesus, that's a bit high.
Wow.
I mean, it's just across the border. They're not flying it across the ocean.
Yeah, that's really nuts. I
know.
Like,
so I don't understand. Once you go into Canada, they ding you another $15 or $20. You know, like I could get literally like North Dakota is right there where you could just walk across the tundra, but suddenly now plus 20. You know, like
yeah.
I don't know.
Right, so you have the collector's bundle. You get the whole shebang, basically. Then the Draw Me In tier for $250.
You get everything with it. By the way, if like on what do you call it? If you were in a Draw Me In, you would get everything printed and everything digital along with being drawn in. That's why it's.
But you said you were going to the printer next week, right?
Oh yeah. That's why this thing is. We just have those couple late pledges. Things open. I mean, frankly, we didn't think that anybody would be like, "Oh yeah, I need this."
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's great. I can't believe your audience is actually like, "Oh shit, they want it." And we will work with you. If you follow me, I'm the only Ernie Altbacker in America. So that's where on all of my socials on X, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, I'm at Ernie Altbacker. So
all right, perfect. So
Mike knows the pain. It's crazy. This, you know, you're like, what? It's how much?
Can get crazy, yeah. But the Draw Me In tier, I suppose, is no longer active because the book is going to the printer, so people can no longer be drawn in right now. But maybe for the next issue, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, if someone got a wild hair, we might be able to do something, but you know, we'd have to know today. You know?
Today, guys, final day. Draw Me In.
No, I can't say yes or no. Josh will kill me.
Yeah.
That was a print that we gave away. We usually do like some stickers and prints.
Sure.
You know what? Check this out. See, we did stickers. So there's the blue guy that you like. He's like the producing frenemy. That's Kaz, his girl Friday. This one I find very amusing. It's
you know the next time you go camping.
Yeah, you know, this is the prober.
Oh yes.
So let me know the next time you go camping. So great. I think that just tickled Josh and I so much. It's in the book. It's in number 1. He's arguing with the stage manager, and he's like, "You guys have been probing campers again, man. I told you I'm going to pull your permits." And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then ZB comes in, you know, taking focus away, and then that alien's leaving and goes, "Whatever. Hey, let me know next time you're going camping." Like, I'm going to probe you, buddy.
Fantastic. All right, fantastic. Well, you got one backer during this stream, guys. Go share out his campaign, please. Go get more eyes on his campaign. There are people out there who don't know yet about Area 51 Studios. They might like it, so go share it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. And if you want, I will. I mean, why don't we just put it down on the calendar when I'm doing issue number 3? Like, I can come in while the campaign's going on.
Oh,
So,
cool! Yeah.
Why don't you set up a what do you call it, a reminder to hit me up like in late January, and then I'll tell you when our campaign's going to begin. I think it'll either be like February 5th or 10th to March.
Yeah. You also better. Yeah, it's usually people say it's better not to launch in January after the holidays. So you carry that over to February usually.
I'm so happy that we got it in before and we did pass Halloween, but it was October to November 15th, and we wanted to have it be before Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'm like very happy that we were able to get issue number 2 in this calendar year, because that way we'll be able to. We're hoping to get 3 and 4, and then the combined everything into a graphic novel.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're hoping to do all of it next year.
Is that the plan? Is this a story of 4 issues?
Oh, yeah, 4 issues. Well, this is going to be like the test, just like what you were talking about with your book, right? So, but I did promise Josh. So this was my idea. This one. So he has a project that he really likes, that he has some art for, and so I said, well, we do this one, and then I'll write yours after. But that's going to be more just like a 32-page one-shot to gauge interest, like just like what you were doing, So while we're doing that, we'll be able to see what the interest in Area 51 Studios is as a graphic novel. And I'm hoping, since I do work in the kid show industry, I know the people at Amazon Prime or Netflix, I'll be able to go with my graphic novel and try and see if I can't get a mini series out of it, like a 6 or 8 episode mini series, or a low budget animated film. There's a lot of people out there doing stuff, so I'm hoping.
Wow. All right. Well, you never know where these things can go, and you got your connection, so you are the best person. If someone can do this, it's you.
John's Long Box. I sent you something. You didn't get back to me, John's Long Box. I'm ready to
John.
Go next week or something.
Guys, John is the creator of Heroic Tales, a superhero series. Every issue features a new, different superhero in this world that John created. Really cool. Really cool. And while we're talking about superheroes, guys, this is a fantastic segue, because I also have something going on right now. So let's share a screen for a moment. This one, Safeguard Pandemonium on FundMyComic, guys. This is on FundMyComic right now. Safeguard issue 1, Pandemonium, brand new series, first issue, the first of 3. So it's drawn by the legendary Alan Goldman, guys. Look at this. This is nuts. This is, if you like superhero books, you like 90s style art, action, colorful, adventure, this is your jam. This is fantastic. I love this so much. This is like a spin-off series of the series Perfect 10, but you don't need to read Perfect 10. You don't need to read anything about that to start here. You get to know all these characters that basically like something happens in the city of Grand Capital, and our heroes are sent out to fight the 7 powers of the Pandemonium, right? Look at this. We have a pencil edition So you see the pure raw pencil work from Alan Goldman without the inks and the colors. Really cool. We have some fantastic back cover art by Paul Rodrigues, artist of Perfect 10. Creating these characters was phenomenal. We created these 7 villains specifically for this book, and it took a long while to get it all right. But I'm so proud of the result, guys. It's so awesome. You have some example pages right here, so you can see the quality. The letterer is Joel Saavedra. He letters all our comics, so it's always quality. And we are producing the book right now, guys, and we can do this because of all the crazy support. So thank you so much, guys. The link to this is below this video. You have some pencil art. Look at this.
It looks really cool, man.
It's nuts, right? It's so
very
great.
detailed.
This is a double page spread, guys. This is so cool. We sold the back cover that Pau drew. We have some cool splash pages. So every book we try to work in a splash page, like this epic moment, introduction of new villains. You have some layout sketches here. Plus you can get so Alan Goldman is offering personal character commissions. Any character you want, guys, Alan will draw for you. Just let him know. You will get the original art, and you get a high-res scan. You can use it for anything you want, right? And this comes with signed copies of both variant covers of the book, plus the pencil edition, plus the digital edition. Also, all right. That was my little pitch here. So please go share it out, guys. Share it with other people. Let's keep the momentum going. We still have 14 days to go. So let's do this. All right, remove. All right. And John says, I didn't get anything. Resend me, please.
You know what, John? If you can, you can friend me on Twitter, because I think it might just go to those message places where, like, if we're not following each other, right? But I'm pretty sure I got the John's long box. But anyway, if you go to @Ernie Altbacker and what do you call it? Here, yeah, John's long box. One week ago,
that's what it's called.
I sent the link.
All right. What is your Twitter? I believe it's below. It's below the
@Ernie Altbacker.
Yeah. Yes. You can follow. Ernie, guys. Ernie, thank you so much for being my guest for today and showing us your campaign and to talk about your wonderful career. Really, really interesting stuff.
Thank you very much for having me, Dave. And next time we'll have a proper drink. But best of luck to your comic also and your endeavors. It's really good to see like Europeans getting in on this and growing that market, because I think there's a whole lot of talent over there in artists and writers like yourself. So
we try. Yeah, most Europeans make the typical European style books, right? So I'm kind of the odd one out. Yeah. My comics are very, very American. Anyway, Ernie, thank you. And special thanks to the chat. Thank you so much, guys, for being here, for watching. And if you're watching from the replay, hi and thank you. If you like this conversation with Ernie Altbacker, please give this stream a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike, and I'm very sorry. I will be back next week. So next week with a brand new guest. By the way, if you are watching and you want to be on the show, reach out to me through X or through my email or whatever, and we will schedule you in. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ernie, and see you all next week. Bye-bye.
See you later.